Misandrist content is what we put out.
All the motivation videos that I see as an unmotivated person.
मेरी माँ मर गई पर you know what? Replacement है कि gatekeeping how all से शादी and I don't call women whores.
If I don't get marks today, they will kill me.
Oh my god, yours is the biggest. How can I get mine bigger? How will I do it?
It's the go talk to a woman like she's a human being, and it is embarrassing how fast she will sleep with you. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of featuring Girl, Kirat, and
Oh god. Anxiety was the definition of this show and enragement was the
definition of this episode.
See, it always has to become like this, right? Whenever there is a great piece of cinema or show or something,
It
has
evokes.
to talk about the worst things in the society.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's like watching The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which I don't know
Yeah.
if you have, but that's a film about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And it's amazing piece of cinema. Amazing. I cannot recommend it to anybody I love because I'm like, why would I break you like that? Do I like you having eyes because you will want to remove them after watching this? Do I like you having a heart because it will never recover after watching this film? I don't think that the thing that we're going to talk about today has the same kind of guttural impact, but its impact nonetheless because it's a very real world phenomenon. While you can safely put the Holocaust, say, in the past, in history, you can't put what is happening right now, which is what the show was about, in history because it's literally happening right now.
And you know what? It has become way worse.
And it's becoming worse by the day.
I think the internet is ruining world more than I thought it would save the world.
Matlab, for the misguided and for the unguided and everything, it's becoming a real problem.
There is only misdirection.
There is only misdirection. There is
misdirection.
misinformation. And actually we didn't even decide about how bad like deepfakes and AI and all are going to complicate this particular issue.
This particular issue.
This particular
When we're talking about that, we have enough data points.
For that is different, but like for this particular issue. And to open it to the audience, today we're talking about Adolescence. And this is coming fresh on the heels of Adolescence's many Emmy nominations. I'm not even aware of what all it's been nominated.
They've been nominated in drama series. Have been nominated in cinematography because they did all the one shot.
The one shot filming, which is.
I think the director is also nominated for direction ke liye of a limited drama series.
Okay.
This is limited. No, this is not coming back.
This is limited. It's not coming back.
4 episodes were enough to scar.
It doesn't need to come back. They've said what they wanted to say, which is why, first of all, I think just as an offshoot, limited series makes so much sense, especially for adult audiences, because nobody has the kind of time. Like when I was a teenager, I could sit through 10 plus seasons of Supernatural because my time meant nothing. My time was worthless.
And also, see, our time was worthless. Great. But everybody was pissed off why Game of Thrones only put down 10 episodes and all. But again, one episode takes so much work. Like if you talk about Adolescence only, like they were doing non-stop shot, like they were rehearsing the thing for a week like a sitcom.
Okay, but let me tell you one thing. It's that if anyone is a theatre actor, this is not surprising to them at all because theatre is effectively one shot.
I am not talking about the actors.
You're talking about the crew as well.
I'm talking mainly about the crew direction and the filmmaking part of it. Like how was that going to work? You tell me. So you have to rehearse your lines. You have to rehearse your emotions. First of all, schedule is all upar niche. You have to talk about all of that. And then on the top of that, you need to practice the flow of the camera. Like if you guys have not seen, go watch the BTS and the making of Adolescence. Like you'll see, they've rehearsed it with camera multiple times, without camera multiple times. They could only shoot it 2 times.
2 times a day. If that.
So that level of filmmaking? Like if this level of cinematography was happening for Bahubali, people would still think filmography and cinematography is so huge.
No, but I think when you're trying to make a limited series, at least it works because this is a finite thing.
Yeah.
It's a finite experiment. You absolutely can't do it for, again, the kind of shows that I'm talking, Supernatural or something, 50-minute episodes, 23 episodes a season. You're filming for 8 to 10 months. Yeah, you know, you need cuts. And again, you've got special effects, you've got all this, you know, a weapon appears, a weapon disappears. You know, that is your day job. It's not a project anymore, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Yeah.
It is. So, coming to Adolescence, which I think for us felt a little bit like
Like that is because red pill, blue pill content ke baare mein, although I know the gist and soul of it, I didn't know this is exactly how it was happening.
No, also like as a person people who are way into 25 and 30, 31-year-old person, when you say adolescence only, you've lost us.
Yeah.
Because our adolescence happened and my adolescence happened 15 years back.
Our adolescence was decent enough because it was all dial-up internet.
My adolescence was just 9XM and Katrina Kaif music. And like if you didn't do well in school, you lost everything.
My
you lost everything.
My adolescence was all about watching Chikni Chameli, and I don't call women whores. Why are you doing it? What is your excuse?
Coming back to, you know, the
okay. I want to ask you, how did you like leave all the cinematography, leave all the societal connotations or whatever it is? Were they successful or not is what I'll get from your responses. What were the emotions you felt? If you can just give one word for the first episode, what was the emotion you felt?
I think it was a little.
You want. What the fuck are you talking about?
Angry. I was a little angry with the boy because you know what? I think it became clear very early on that he did do it.
Kira doesn't know what one word means.
Okay, angry. I was angry.
Second episode?
Oh, I was a bit agog.
What is that?
Surprise, like surprise.
Okay. Third? No. I'm talking about as a person who has sat through the story. Because the great thing cinematography of this did was they take us through it.
Oh yeah, that's
there
what
is no multi-camera anything.
One shot ensures that you're with them. There's no walking away from it.
Like first episode, I felt anxiety.
Anxiety.
Because that is what they were going for. You are in this police station. You don't know what's happening. Your kid is crying in your lap. Your wife is in shambles.
Yeah.
The daughter is like. Because she knows what's happening in school.
Yeah.
So, what do you exactly do? Like, you see all his anxiety, all his, ab kya hoga, everything. The cop trying to come and smart talk, soft talk.
And there's a lawyer who sort of coached him, like no comments and everything. But all of it is operating from a place of, he's a kid, we know he didn't do it. So, like, let's just try to get out of it. But it's like, we'll come to the crux of the show and kids getting radicalized. But as a one line, if we had to say, if kids are getting radicalized, it could just as easily be your kid.
Yeah.
You want to believe it's not your kid. I think that's like a human protagonist mentality where it's like you will read about 1,000 plane crashes, but you will still get on a plane because you never assume it's gonna be your plane. And
that is what most people feel about domestic violence. That is what most people feel about anything, really.
Anything, really.
Because the entire fourth episode is them trying to make peace with the fact that all of this has happened.
Yeah.
Like to a level, the father starts like finding things in the past. Like that is why fathers are simple human beings, right? Because especially in that generation, in the coming generation, for you to even send your kids to school, you have to work a lot.
Yeah.
Like compared to we call it Sandhyugam in Sanskrit, like compared to the transition period of our parents' generation and the current people who are just having kids. The beach mein, like almost borderline Gen Z parents, Gen ZK parents, because they are not as far back as
our parents, but then they're also not as
us.
Yeah.
They're not actively us.
So they're like 40, 45. But that's not the group. That's not the group the father really represents. He does represent, I felt a little bit like he represents parents of, say, our parents' generation.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did feel like that, which is where the whole confusion comes from. Because you think how much you've done is enough. And maybe on a level it is, because the question really isn't right now as much on parenting as much as it is about what all is being allowed. Like you feel like you should be able to trust your government and your administration to cut the supply of something so negative and so polarizing, reaching actual 8-year-old kids. But it does anyway. And people's response to this is that, oh, we haven't really learned to regulate the internet. Well, you've had 20 years for it. Why don't you try?
See, well, I don't know what the excuse of the British is, but Americans have Trump.
No, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too
They're too bright.
And yeah, now
What, they'll censor him off of it? They tried. It didn't work.
no, but again, then that clearly means that they've got a vested interest themselves in the people who are peddling such vile crap on the internet. So they're like, oh, if we stop this guy, then we're gonna stop getting the benefit of it. Which is so twisted. I'm sorry, are you guys really pandering to Andrew Tate? I don't want to say his name.
See, masculinity is a hoax. I keep telling you,
The
no man is
construction of it.
masculine. No man is masculine, including Mr. Tate. No man is masculine for a woman. It's all an act so that you act more masculine for the next masculine person beside you. And between both of you, whose our masculinity is big,
Is performing bigger.
yeah, it works. Like you made, I tried to make it less sexual. You
I
made it
didn't
more
say
sexual.
anything.
Yeah, performing better. Like,
Oh, but-
like between you measure whose masculinity is bigger, and then what you do is, oh my god, my masculinity is smaller. I have to become more masculine. Aurat ki tarah chacha marenge. Like that is exactly what happens.
I was just gonna say, it's like you want your masculine performance to be like lauded by everyone.
Yeah, by men.
Okay, by men. Yeah, if you were looking at it from by everyone, for a woman to impress like women and like the gender spectrum or like kids or whatever, you would end up being a little bit more like the Superman
Yeah,
or something. You would be kinder.
Kinder.
You would be braver.
Braver.
You would question more. You would end up going the Bernie Sanders route. That man is masculine. Like if you really want to get down to it. And again, I'm not talking about quintessential markers of masculinity. I don't want to talk about quintessential markers of femininity either. The performance of masculinity is a very covert problem. The performance of femininity is a very accepted problem. We've got makeup being sold to us to the tunes. It's $1 billion industry because the performance of femininity is essential.
Essential.
If you don't wear kajal, people ask you, oh, you look ill today. We're not wearing kajal, boss. Everybody can calm down. You know?
like it also goes as far as like what are the boys googling these days? That's the main question. What are the boys googling these days? I have the answer for you. They are googling how to make a girl fall, and you know whose video comes up first?
Yeah.
Not Mr. Tate, because he'll not make normal soft.
he's not
If you
going to-
want a girl, that means you don't want.
But by the way, let me tell you one thing. Even the other dating advice sort of videos, even the ones which don't really have a person behind it, it's like one of those animated videos. The advice is so bordering on cruel. I actually can't believe.
It comes to get girls like Pokemon. That is the problem.
Yeah. It comes.
It comes to the dehumanizing
so
aspect.
the crazy
only,
thing
no?
is that how does one want to get a thing that you inherently sort of loathe so much?
Yeah.
Like you hate women, you think they have a very easy, cushy life. I don't know. I think they're imagining all women to be like a sea of Paris Hiltons, you know, like with daddy's credit card and
Yeah.
like a slew of men and like your, Maserati se utro, Mercedes mein chado, us type ka lifestyle, 6-inch heels, cute clothes and all. I don't understand. Again, that's a performance of femininity. Listen, that was created for the media A, and that's not all people, not all women, not all characters B. Just because you're not able to see representation of women who struggle, who hustle, who've got life problems, heartbreak, issues with parents, issues with friends, issues with siblings, you're not able to see the full spectrum of the humanity doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's only a few, like a Paris Hilton or a Kim Kardashian or even a Barbie or whatever. Just ikke dukke.
Because you pulled out the word performance of femininity. Like if you think about it, all these what is it called rapper videos where the girls are just randomly dancing behind.
Yeah.
That is also performance for femininity.
But
like they
again,
are performing for masculinity. The logic is,
Yeah.
will that work on you if a girl just tries to come on to you and try to dance at you? That will not work on you, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a performance. Similarly, masculinity also has become a performance. And who falls the first prey to these things? Kids. Like
Especially someone who's looking for an identity
Yeah.
is going to end up thinking that this is a very impressive identity, which might not be that different from what people call was like the diet culture of 2000s for girls, where like I didn't see that growing up because again, an Indian kid, so you're not going to
Yeah.
see this as much. Although it's very easy to fall for it, okay? It's not like our Bollywood actresses also
Yeah.
had impossible figures.
Yeah.
Impossible. So it's like if you're growing up as a kid and God forbid you're fat or whatever, you're gonna obviously just keep obsessing over like Aishwarya Rai or a Kareena Kapoor and all and be like, why can't I look like that? The thing is that back in the day, your parents could actually dictate what you see, how much you see it. So they can just turn off the TV and be like, तुम पढ़ाई करो, ये सब के लिए बहुत time है. That's what my mom used to say. ये सब के लिए बहुत time है, ये parlor जाने के लिए बहुत time है, ये आज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So you kind of also were like, hey, I have to grow up still, you know, as an 8th grader, 9th grader. And by the way, 9th grader is 14. I know that today a 14-year-old really operates like an adult, but back in the day, as a 14-year-old had no power, okay? It's a dictatorship. It's run by a mother.
I think we were the only ones who grew up like that. Our generation, and probably one generation before us, our parents' generation, are the ones who grew up like this. My grandmother was a full-blown adult at 14.
But these are the that's how the eras evolve, right? Back in the day, you can't wait till you're 30 to start realizing adulthood, because there were a lot of responsibilities. The society worked very differently, and today there's a lot of information, so automatically you're going into 14 means, of course, I know everything. The internet is there, it's wide open source, you know, no boundaries, no geographical boundaries. Even if you need, like, Korean culture has come so heavily into India because there's no boundaries anymore. It can be for a good thing. It's great to be exposed to other cultures.
I tell you why Korean culture came to India. Because Indian girls were finally like, if he's going to treat me this badly, at least let him be pretty. Like that's exactly what happened. This transition happened around the time my sister was in college. So probably 7-8 years ago, around the same time, no?
8-10 years back.
Yeah, 8-10 years back. 8-10 years back, what was there? Men used to call BTS women, and women used to be like, you shut up.
Oh yeah. Girls were going to war for the rights of BTS and EXO.
And Korean dramas, mainly
and Korean dramas. Yeah, while everyone was busy calling, they're like, oh, the boys look like girls, the girls look like prettier girls. What is this? Chicks were like, I'm in love. This is my comfort show. This is my everything.
That is what it was giving. And that is what, the second the child Googles as to what he should be doing, the most emasculating man he'll listen to.
I don't know. I kind of know. Because like we were also, talking, the tendency of human beings is to listen to people who are seemingly doing better than you in life.
You are.
You know, you will take with success ka advice from like Bill Gates videos, and you will take discipline ka advice from Muhammad Ali videos, and that's where the mindset is. And you will take how to win an Oscar advice from Meryl Streep, for instance. You're looking at the people who've already done it. So first thing is actually not about the performance of masculinity itself, but actually for men, what are sold as the markers of masculinity, where kindness, goodness, taking responsibility, taking accountability is nowhere in the picture. It always comes down to, gaadi hai tere paas? Gaadi hai? Nahi gaadi hai? You're not a man. Which is like so crazy. Where anatomically are you going to fit a Maserati into the picture?
How are you men and women functioning in Delhi is beyond me. It can't be the most materialistic thing, right? If you ask 10 years ago what definition of masculinity is, and if you ask what is the definition of masculinity right now, the answers are going to be drastic.
That's true.
Because 20 years ago, what was masculine? Superman wearing a shaddi and walking. Like men having the style to walk was masculine. Rajnikant getting off the stairs in a particular way was masculine. Chiranjeevi walking in a particular way was masculine. If any new actor kids try to do that right now, they'll either be called gay or dramatic or stupid.
But you understand that those things weren't exactly inherent either. You're literally describing a performance.
Yes. Now, but again, the logic is performance of masculinity itself in that scenario has become a style or a change or a little bit sway, rhythm, all of that. Now it has become, if you move slightly on a rock, you're effeminate. And nothing scares boys more than being effeminate.
Because the worst thing a boy can imagine being is a woman.
Because, honey, baby doll, there is no winning.
Yeah.
Today someone called you effeminate because you cried. Tomorrow someone will call you effeminate because you'll smile. Day after tomorrow someone will say only women eat food. Will you stop eating food?
I don't think we have enough time to discuss the eating disorders that perpetuate the gym bro culture. I don't have the expertise for it. I just know that it exists. A lot of other people who are very active trainers and all have also said that they are giving eating disorder. But they will never admit it.
They'll never admit it.
They think eating disorders is for women. So going and getting treated for it is also for women.
Unless you're a bodybuilder or a model who lives off of your abs, I don't think you have to eat chicken breast which is just boiled and salt sprinkled on it. I think you can very well cook it.
They
and
are they are like jeera dhania masala is Satan's invention. It
Yeah.
is there to take me off my path.
That is what they were calling it 100 years ago when they did not have the spices also, by the way. They're like, oh, spices, like this has burnt my mouth, it has Satan in it. And then they invaded our country for it.
They didn't know how to use it, so they stopped seasoning their food altogether. That's really a different story.
Yeah.
But now in India, अंग्रेज छोड़ गए और इसको अंग्रेज चले गए, इसको क्यों छोड़ गए?
That is what it exactly feels like.
They don't want to put salt in the vegetables. They don't want to put salt in the chicken. There's no salt in the rice, and they're like, I eat this 3 times a day, 365 days a year. I'm like, what? What?
Nobody wants to sleep beside you. Your gut hates you. what exactly is this hoax ke chakkar mein, like multiple episodes have told, masculinity causes men to suffer first and then women are allied parties.
Because I mean, with the way the era is going, if a woman has marginal amount of independence, she is looking at a man and being like, nahi chahiye bhaiya.
Yeah.
And she's just gone. She's just gone. So one has to ultimately, not to get spiritual on men, but like ultimate goal of human beings is to sit down and being like, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
You know? So
surprisingly, all religions go back to that only. All established, bigger, older religions.
No, listen, but from religions to Mark Manson, they're all at the who the fuck am I?
Who am I? What is my purpose? What am I put here
What
to
am
do?
I put here to do? Because
Even an atheist will say, what am I put here to do only? He didn't come from bacteria like his mother was not bacteria.
Exactly.
So the purpose was there, no? Mother and father had a purpose, their parents had a purpose.
It just gives us a cute idea for a comic where there's a bacteria being like, bread leke aana.
Bread
बाहर जा रहे हो तो ब्रेड I'm just gonna drop paramecium being like, bread लेके आना.
Then नीचे it'll be like, मर दो या mitochondria, ये करना पड़ता है.
करना पड़ता है. He's like, bread ला रहा हूँ तो अमूल बटर भी ला ही लेता हूँ. Bread के साथ क्या खाऊंगा?
Amul, all the bacteria you need. That is what it is giving also. See, it just becomes really scary the second he sees the footage.
Okay, we're right.
Yeah.
Give the people some context.
Yeah, I'll give you very fast context.
Yeah.
First episode, we think the kid is innocent. Second episode,
At
we
the
know
very
the kid
end,
has committed the crime.
In the end of the first episode only, we come to know kid is so a murderer.
Yeah.
And such a bad criminal. He's been caught on 1,000 CCTV cameras, walking, stabbing, leaving. And
Yeah.
he's come right back to his own house with those muddy shoes and all, gone to sleep in his bed, acting as if tomorrow is a new
Angel.
day, everything is fine.
Yeah, like murdering a girl meant nothing.
Meant nothing.
And like, yeah, if you're delving into this deeply enough. So first we've told you. Second, the main thing which I wanted to bring up in the second one was the kids part of it.
The kids, because the cops go into the school and they want to understand if the boy was having behavioral issues at the school, because they've already established, which is a very cool thing that the show did. Instead of leaving it like a whodunit, right up until episode 4 ka end, you don't know only whether he did the murder or no. They made it very clear, because the point was not to make you wonder, did he do it or not? The point is to ask why. And the show has asked why, because frankly nobody else is bothered to ask why we're allowing people with such bad characters, such poor history in life, and such an overdeveloped criminal personality to speak one-on-one to your kids. You should be worried. I am worried and I don't have kids.
Yeah. See, I see these shows sometimes and I feel like, see, Indian high school, extremely
Very different from an American high school.
First of all, it is not called high school. It's called school. It's just called school. And
If they hear the word high, they'll call your parents.
Yeah. They're like, how dare you get high in my school? And I mean, see, okay, like school in particular, like Indian school mein, like tum itna giste pitte ho, that happens to you, that bullying culture, the most bullying we've seen in what, Hannah Montana?
Again, that's not an Indian school. You're
It is
acting
not.
like Anna Montana is based in Chhattisgarh. You
And I best of luck, Nikki. Best of luck, Nikki is what best of luck. Charlie did it. Indian Disney Channel did this amazing thing
Just
where these
remade
great
everything.
people have all this much money and houses, and they're still struggling with their 3, 4 kids.
Because these shows were also copied from American shows.
Yeah, that's what.
And they do struggle with 3, 4
Yeah, imagine best of luck, Nikki coming at the same time. Akshay Kumar is like, don't have those many kids. Like, that's the irony in it. So this bullying logic was extremely foreign to me. So if you're fat, kids will call you fat. If you're lean, kids will call you lean. If you look ugly, kids will call you ugly. But see,
Sometimes everything is fine with you, but kids are just bullying because there's
Yeah.
no reason for it. They just want to hate on you. It becomes like a cliquey thing where, one group of friends, one group of people doesn't like the other group of people. So there's a lot of fighting between. But again, not as encouraged in India because India is a more academically oriented nation as a whole. And parents are very, कितना पैसा डाल रहे हैं पता है to put you
Yeah,
in this school.
in the school.
So that becomes the focal point. It's not like all kids deserve education. Parents like you deserve one. But we're not doing that. Instead, we are sending you to school so that you can learn 9 subjects in 12 periods and come home dead tired, sleep for an hour and do your homework for the remainder of the day. It's must the child labor it is, but it keeps you occupied.
With no payoff. I feel that is what is ruining our kids. No, suicide rates are high rocketing in India.
Again, that is because of overemphasis on pro and con. Yes, but the pro is that bullying culture is not encouraged because the parent ka first question is going to be, is this why we are sending you to school? To hate on your friends? Why do you think you're so great?
Oh, I saw this ad where this girl comes, sits with the principal, mother comes, sits with the principal, and she's like, the girl has been bullied like this happened, that happened, what are you guys doing? And the principal is like, okay, I just got to know about this. I'm calling the guy here, la. Turns out,
she's the boy's mother.
And not the girl's mother. So, that is, why was it necessary to make a damn ad? My father would have shot me in the face if I said anything to a girl, which is abuse related, not even safe.
Not even abuse.
Yeah. And it's as simple as that is. This conditioning was there. Where, see, I can say US is a chill case, nikla hua desh, parso baila hua, all of that I can say. But Britain has been there since God knows how long. And so does Britain's misogyny. So I guess that is what is happening in situations.
But again, with kids and all, I don't know how much of it is misogyny, how much of it is just that, that social hierarchy starting to play out
Kids
at a very
young. Like, adolescents are too young to be misogynists. That is what, when the kids
hate on kids. Kids hate on kids all the time. But yeah, the thing about the show, which is really a manufactured social system, not a naturally occurring social system. Because I mean, unpopular opinion, but I do think kids are mean.
Kids are mean.
I think kids are very mean. I think kids can make other kids cry way worse than a ghost or a dog.
Kids also easily cry. Kids also easily cry.
Kids also easily cry, and some kids are.
That is why kids need to have more passions. I feel like if you like our childhood only maximum. Okay, we used to aspire to a school which has these many clubs. Drama club, music club, art club, etc.
I think
extremely we used to aspire having all of these things.
I think when you're a kid, your experience is going to a school that treats you like incarcerated criminals, and then watching kuchkuchhotahai and being like, but मुझे भी singing और dancing का शौक है. मैं क्यों नहीं जा रही summer camp?
We grew up in the most confused generation where the greatest thing we aspire to is huge musical numbers, and we have literal no skills for it.
That Faber-Castell 24 colors, and all, like we would sell everything for
to do what though? With that pencil color set, we'll draw grass only again. But the outlet was
need it.
Yeah, the outlet was missing. So that is what adolescents also like. What are these kids doing that they're going through so much? Do they not have hobbies?
No, but this is what is revealed in the second episode, right? Where the police, the male cop and the female cop, they're in the school to essentially collect evidence because the case is made. Jamie did the murder, but they're like, what led up to it? What were the dynamics in school? And what you're seeing in the dynamics of school is that there are kids dabbling with very adult concepts like not just sex, but your attractiveness to the opposite gender. When they're all children.
Your desirability. What desirability?
What desirability 12-year-old has, boss?
I
know. So the part with the school where, like I mentioned, the kids are, like they're 12-year-olds when we're talking about concepts like desirability between the genders. And see, I don't want to sound like a boomer by being like, oh, shouldn't the kids be studying? Because we know that's not what kids are doing in schools now.
That Chadukondi first meme really ruined a lot of people. Because that girl is going to regret marrying some person in the future and looking at her own clips.
Where did you go? You have to give me context.
That's a Telugu meme that was between me and audience. But again, so there is a very passionate girl like, why do you want all of that? You study first. That's what she did. Like it was an entire thing like, why do kids need rights? Why do kids need feelings? All of that. And some weird shit it was.
I can't in good faith make such an asinine statement. I understand that kids have feelings, but I think what they've shown in the show essentially is kids playing with metaphorical dynamite.
Yeah.
Where, and then I think the cop, it's kind of hilarious. He's going around as if he's going to find evidence like
Yeah.
under a table. Like he's going from class to class as if I think the murder weapon is missing. So he's
Yeah.
like, maybe it's here. Maybe it's in a
there.
park. Maybe it's here. And then his son, coincidentally, who studies in the same school, he is like, I need to talk to you. And I don't know why he starts talking to his father.
I'll tell you exactly why.
Yeah.
Because these two shady mofos, who are Jamie's friends,
Ryan
start
and
acting
Tommy.
extremely shady.
Looking at the cops.
Yeah.
Especially that monkey Ryan,
Yeah.
who is like afraid of nothing. And he's...
Who do you think looks like a very punchable British boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A great casting overall.
So I'm
look
telling
like
you,
the
even
kid-
the subtle nods and references were fun. The black one who has established parents.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, is this wrong? Should I tell someone? And the other one who looks like the
who's
most
like a
punchable
delinquent.
human being
Yeah,
in the
such a
universe.
delinquent.
He's like, no, what is the point? What he did was what he did. To a level, they don't even allude that there was murder involved. In first episode ends with the showing of the clip. Second episode leads up to the entire clip, and they also show the clip of him stalking Picha. All of that comes up. So these kids know all of it, and one stayed silent, and the other one is trying to do something. Like the way he ran from the cop in the school.
Oh my, the black kid runs.
White kid.
The white kid runs. Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan runs from the... Yeah, I remember. Also, that's because when Ryan is being interrogated by the cop, all Ryan can think about is, oh, you have muscles and you're tall. You must have done great with the ladies in school. And I'm like, that's not what he went for. He probably went to school in the 80s. He doesn't
these
care.
Kids are like all giving, oh my god, yours is the biggest. How can I get mine bigger? How will I do it? How will I do it?
It's the mindset is that of a late night TV ad for
Yeah.
penile enlargement.
It's
That's
either
the mindset.
that, like there's a girl which was murdered.
So there's a girl who doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Her family's probably in shambles.
And her friend beat you up 5 minutes before in the assembly. And then
And
you go
still-
sit with the cop and you're like, how's yours bigger? I want it to be bigger, mine. Like, I mean, don't go to pedophilia. It's a metaphor. But, so that is what, no, you're strong, you're masculine, this is what is happening. Tumhare saath to school mein sab kuch hua hoga.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, we're ostracized. We are like outcasts. Oh, you were probably never treated as an outcast because you look like such a jock. And the comparison mentality that permeates so deep, and then especially when the cop's son is also talking to him, and he's like, "Don't you know about the 80-20 principle?"
Yeah.
And I literally, in my nerd ass brain, was like, Pareto principle? How does this play? The Pareto principle states that the 20% of the effort that you do in something is responsible for 80% of your growth.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the last 20% that you do in a what do you say? Pushing yourself in the gym 20% more
Yeah.
is responsible for 80% of your growth.
Doing that one last set, which
Doing
you
the one last
after
set.
the breakage point.
Also, I think if you're studying for something, 20% more effort is basically going to guarantee that you do better than 80% of the population.
Yeah.
80% of the sample set. So this is a statistics principle. It's done very well in all the motivation videos that I see as an unmotivated person daily.
Yeah.
Daily, I have to tell myself there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the tunnel is 60 minutes long.
You do realize there are just days where we get up in the morning and sadly we both have mirrors facing our beds. We get up in the morning and we're like, ugh, not today, you son of a... And just sleep back again. Like, you get up, you say mother, so then you sleep.
I thought that's what he's talking about. But very quickly I realized that this is not the great statistical principle,
Yeah.
but this is the Reddit nonsense that I unfortunately, as a chronically online person, have had to deal with, which is what happened when during the episode I was talking to you and I was talking to your sister, and I was like, oh, this is like incel culture 101.
Yeah.
And I think Abhijna was like, what is an incel?
Yeah.
And my mind blew.
And then Red Bull, Blue Pill thing also, I
But
did
Red
not know
Bull.
as much. Red Bull, yeah. Red Bull.
Red Bull gives you wings and Red Pill gives you jail.
Red Pill should give people jail.
Good, which is what happened in the show.
And then one more race is going to bring you out and make you an icon for kids.
So again, and I think even in the show, the father is like, "What do you mean, like the Matrix?"
Yeah.
And the kid is like, "No, not like the Matrix," because they don't know what it is.
Yeah, the kid is also like, what Matrix? Are you not seeing this is what the desirability is on this level and this is on this level? They're doing what Gucci and all the other brands used to
Yes,
do.
yeah.
You can't have it. You can't have it. You can't have it. You can't have our torn bag. Like that is what it's giving.
Yeah.
And-
They're like, oh, you want an Hermes? There's a 5-year waiting list.
For what joy?
Okay, but imagine thinking a flesh and blood woman who's just minding her business is like a Gucci or a Balenciaga. You're looking at her like that. Meanwhile, she is like, if I don't get marks today, they will kill me.
Yeah, that is
So
what
that's
it is.
it. This is the dehumanization of a woman where you are sitting around being like, oh, she's pretty. Her life is so easy. But she has to study just like you. She has to sit for the exam just like you. Even if, let's assume, she is an objectively beautiful person, childhood issues, teen adolescence issues, life issues, heartbreak issues are not going to leave her alone just because she's a woman. This is a fantasy. This is a fantasy that I think is being peddled through the generations, because this is what people have assumed about Cleopatra, about Marilyn Monroe, about Benazir Bhutto, about everyone. They're like, you're getting ahead because of your looks. How you're making a mark in history is because of your looks, which is why there's been constant erasure of Cleopatra as a good ruler,
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe as a good actress and producer, Benazir Bhutto as a good politician. You are constantly erasing women's efforts, and they're like,
I'll tell you
probably
why.
because of your looks.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Cleopatra was beautiful, but Augustus, who took over after Julius Caesar, was an extreme Egypt hater.
Acha. Yeah. And they've tarnished Egypt's reputation.
They tarnished
by being
reputation.
like,
They tarnished everything. They to a level they almost demolished her
tomb.
tomb.
I don't know.
Yeah, they built tombs before they die. And Cleopatra is one of the biggest queens who've reigned.
Also, I think a lot of Egyptian royalty is buried in
Pre-made tombs.
Pre-made tombs and pyramids, embalmed and all, because that's how they honor their dead.
Yeah. That is one thing. And also, like, to a level, he also killed her heir even before he goes somewhere else.
So again, in warfare and hierarchical politics and all of this is par for the course. What's not par for the course is that we would never look at Alexander the Great or Chandragupta Maurya or Akbar even and be like, you probably had the success that you did in conquering because you're such a hunk. You're not going to say that, but people feel comfortable saying that to Cleopatra. And in fact, there are historical accounts, like anecdotal accounts, hearsay, stories passed down word of mouth through the generations, verbally, which are like, she was not pretty. She was not that beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, this whole pretty thing is a hoax to discredit her.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah. She was different
Huh.
because she has Alexander's thoda sa, that thing in the line somewhere in the corner.
Huh.
Yeah, but that's all. And the unfolding of Cleopatra's rug, Julius Caesar ke liye and all of that, it is romanticized so much by
It's extremely
by
romanticized.
Romans who took over afterwards, and they started. I mean, don't talk about Romans, please.
Okay, but no, like
So the discrediting happens all the time.
discrediting
Like
happens.
Benazir Bhutto also, husband, idiot.
And I do remember, like, back when she was still alive and I was in school and there would be coverage about Benazir Bhutto like there was about any other politician. Constantly there was talk of like, do you see the bags that she carries? Do you see how she does her makeup? Do you see that as a Pakistani politician, she doesn't wear her dupatta aage enough and piche enough? Itna hair is It's mad. It's mad. The scrutiny of a woman on everything else apart from her job.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
By the way, she did not do a great job. No, you could tarnish her on
You
that.
could have taken her up on
But
that.
they didn't do that.
Yeah.
She.
And today also we see this kind of behavior when it comes to judging an AOC or something, where there is a lot of talk about her looks or her makeup or the fact that she's popular with the youth or anything just because she looks modern or looks a certain way. God forbid it's because of her actually liberal policies.
Yeah.
And God forbid that it could be because the public is really looking to latch onto a politician who looks like at least they're speaking on their behalf. So that could be. So this is constantly a way to belittle, constantly a way to dehumanize. And I know we're speaking about a lot of different things, but ultimately in the show also, it came down to not looking at a girl student as a person, but as somebody who's being given privileges that you are not getting. And that's somebody, I think we can come to like the third episode, the psychiatrist one, which really
blew our tops off.
split my nerves in half, where he is like, she was having a bad reputation period The
Yeah.
girl Katie, where she was dating somebody who then leaked her like nudes or topless pictures or something. And he was like, he asked her out then, being like, she probably wouldn't have gone out with me before when her reputation was intact.
Yeah.
But now that her reputation had gone to dogs, now she has no option but to pick me.
And he asks her that way.
He asked her that way. He's like, what options do you have now? Now you have to go out with
You
me.
could have done the asshole logic that Joey tells
What else?
Ross, like when she's weeping, go be the shoulder. Like he could have at least
Yeah.
done that, but no, he's like, now that your market value has reduced,
Yeah.
will you date me now?
So,
And then she says no, slaps him and turns around. He starts
I
telling
think
her.
basically what her this is that she's like, my market value is not low enough to meet yours.
And
Like,
she says that, and then he starts stabbing her.
honestly, respect.
Respect.
I know she died, but she was a queen till the end.
And also, see, by no means I'm telling this girl was any good, okay? The bullying her and her friends have done of this boy and his friends online, which is also showed in the second episode, it's not nice or kind or anything. She was calling him an incel, called him so much that he became one. I'm not saying it's her fault.
But I don't think Katie was the originator of that chain. He was an incel. She just decided to call it out really meanly, as kids do.
All her friends, there was active bullying going on. That's what the kid also tells the cop father. Active bullying was happening of this kid.
But not alone by Katie or Katie's friend or something. That had become like a school thing.
Cool thing, when Katie has a group of pretty girls who they all hang out with, the black girl who struggled was the only one who was still capable of maybe speaking a word or so. Everybody else just, what is that? She died, that's all. Like that is what, no, these friendships also, the cliques in high schools.
But
they're
I
going to be
also
like this.
am not so sure if Katie was also that far high up on the food chain
She was.
to have.
That was the entire logic.
Okay.
That was the 80-20 red pill, blue pill shit.
Okay, yeah,
that
that she is so unattainable, and like I want her, and like where do we get a level playing field
Yeah.
to get a girl like Katie? Yeah.
It's like, now that you're disgraced, why don't you go out
Yeah,
with me?
now that you're disgraced, why don't you go out with me? And in the cruelest of ways, she was like, kindly fuck off.
Yeah, and like to also like second episode, mein, this thing really like blew my mind in a way how situations have worked out, because yes, there was an active bullying campaign against this kid and the other ones, losers. What is that? But they're all 12, 13 adolescents. Like
No, but this is where we come to the larger questions. Kids are in school acting like they're playing out like life out in the real world, where it's like, oh, these boys, what do they think of me? I want their approval. So it's like, I understand that you're looking for identity, but you're looking for identity, you're looking to cement your identity like right now. I'm just like, you're in 8th grade.
yeah,
Chill out a bit. I think this is also something that when you've got a crazy amount of information coming your way, you want things to become certain right now. I think when we were like growing up and stuff, our identities weren't getting fixed even till like 21, 22, which is when we were approaching the end of our graduate colleges. Our identity was completely in flux. But because the information we were receiving was so little, it was like, it's okay because it's not like anybody else knows, But now, I think if a boy opens the internet, do you know that there was a study which said that if you make an Instagram account as a boy, even if I think in the study there were researchers posing as young boys of the age of 13 or 14, it takes, and there's no algorithm, nothing, because you're making a fresh account, it takes about 30 minutes for red pill misogynistic content to come to the boys'
that's
feed.
the first thing which comes up.
That's the first thing. 30 minutes is nothing, dude. 30 minutes where you'll just pick one password. And
most of our Instagram pages are just meme pages and the drag ones, pop culture, all of these things, magazines and all. And you know what? After swiping 10 reels, I start getting the rage bait feminist content. It's either rage bait in feminist content,
Rage bait in feminist content.
or it's rage bait in or what is called anti-feminist content. For
So misandrist content.
Misandrist content is what we put out. No. Yeah. Not misogynistic content.
Misogynistic content. I think we have to talk a little bit about what social media is doing in this regard.
Yeah.
Is that, first of all, and this is no shade on us because this is also a podcast. So, it's not like we're cannibalizing on the whole setup or something. But when the only thing you really have to peddle is how much you hate something, how much you hate someone, to be able to buy like 3-4 mics, to be able to get some of your worst friends who should never be allowed to talk to people, to come and sit them down and then to say sentences like, women used to be slaves. They used to be slaves to their men. And that's when the family unit was intact. I am like, outside, in front of my salad.
Yeah.
There you are. There you are.
I am just minding my own
My own
business, doom
business.
scrolling.
Exactly. I am just minding my business, looking at eyeshadows.
Yeah.
And suddenly there you are, being like, woman,
You are supposed to be in the kitchen.
you're supposed to be in the kitchen. Women should not be allowed to pick how many children to have. I'm like, then what about her body?
Yeah.
She's not an oven.
Yeah.
Talk with respect. That you shouldn't even treat an actual oven like that.
Which, by the way, you also don't have the choice. If God was like one and off, there are many ways for you to be off. Like you can't have more kids. The woman can't have more kids. You fall off a cliff. Something.
That's a poem. You can't
That's
have
a
more
poem.
kids. You can't have more kids.
Fall off
Fall
a cliff. That is also the problem, right? Actively, these men are peddling basically Victorian standards.
No, but okay, the why I'm saying is that social media should be held responsible, and I'm kind of aghast that they haven't been yet, is the fact that this content does better on Instagram rather than more balanced content.
Hey, soft
That's the
misogyny and
wild thing.
soft misogyny for the entire world, soft misandry for feminists.
Yeah.
That is exactly what Instagram functions on.
Also, the thing is, anybody who's just a human being with a smartphone existing, they are like, are you insecure? No. It's the worst thing you can imagine. For instance, I like a lot of like makeup stuff. You see two videos of makeup. The third video get recommended is about rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sir, please, I do not want surgery. Get away from me.
So if you are wondering why your child is going array here or whatever
Yeah,
is
yeah,
happening,
yeah.
it is not happening because, like, I mean, what was fourth episode? Fourth episode was painful to watch.
Oh, the aftermath for the
Yeah.
family.
I was like expecting, like, is this going to go to court? Like, we had no clue.
We had
how
no
it was
clue.
going
We
to
were
go.
watching. I think we also saw it very early.
Yeah.
When all we heard was that, oh, it's an amazing show. So we really, we sort of put ourselves in a no social media place where
Yeah.
we don't get any spoilers. And then we saw the show, and we basically binged all 4 episodes because it was so easy to
It
binge
was
a limited
easy, yeah.
series. Yeah.
And like because they established a pattern of following through with the main characters.
Yeah.
And third episode was already eerie and scary because of all the interactions with the therapist, psychiatrist, not even damn therapist.
Oh, yeah, she's a
psychiatrist and the
Psychiatrist.
child. And to a level where at some point he was also like he was bored, he was like yawning because she was telling basic things to him. By the way, just basic things as to just because someone is there, they're not entitled to give you something. Just because a woman is there, she's not entitled to give you something. Did you
but
feel like you were entitled to get that from her?
He reacted. See, first of all, I have to say that in the third episode was when I kind of felt a little bad for him, which is so weird because this, like, nothing to like about empathizing or not empathizing, but to call Jamie a perpetrator feels like such a big burden to put
Yeah.
on such a little child. But it's like you've already committed gender-based violence.
Yeah.
So it's like me as a feminist, I'm already like I'm like hating on your whole
He's
agenda.
going to get worse after coming out of juvie.
I don't even know. No, I don't even
But
know.
again, I think it's murder though.
What is?
So the murder you don't get out of juvie.
You don't get out of juvie for murder?
Do you not? What? So what? Under
thought-
18
no,
you
listen,
commit
I thought-
someone, you just come outside.
After you become of legal age, I really don't know. I don't want to comment on like UK laws and stuff. I don't know. But at that time, I really felt like because of very teenage emotions, he's ended up putting himself into the bracket of like this Charles Manson, Ted Bundy nonsense of like hating on women for being women. Chalking up all the mass shooters who basically have written these really cryptic manifestos and all about how they hate women, how they hate women's success, how they miss traditional eras. Sweetheart, what are you missing?
Trample Elon Musk's manifesto.
Yeah, like a very this is the world that we're living in, and I think during an episode when we have nothing else to talk about, I'm going to talk about how nostalgia it's kind of become a drug as strong as cocaine at this point.
Yeah.
Where it's like constantly yearning for a time you didn't even live in that time.
Yeah.
You don't know. Glorifying the 1950s. Do you want to go and work in a factory at the beginning of an industrial revolution? Because I'm thinking no. Okay? You want to work for no wages while you and your friends are basically fighting to get Saturday, Sunday off because they didn't have that at the beginning. Because I'm again thinking, no, you're not going to be able to manage that. So this
Simpler times you can always think about simpler times because you're putting 12-hour work days.
Exactly, yeah.
And now I think it has become extremely bad. IT and the corporate in anywhere, shape or form
Yeah.
has become like you are the creme de la creme of this country who are working for us. You are paying the highest of taxes. Now what you're going to do is sell your life to us. 14 hours a day.
They are like, do you know that nobody gets packages like you? Now die for us.
Yeah.
Has become a very Jaan Mangna has become very easy.
Yeah.
And a company will ask you that on the day of the interview itself. That's going to happen.
Entire world can go back to 9 to 5 and nothing is going to change.
Also, like, I mean, and the threat that is basically hanging over the people. Oh, you don't want to do the job when we're already offering you salary? You know, AI will do it for free. This is also, they're not telling you the fine print that generative AI sometimes does a shit job.
Also,
Often
what
does a
is the
shit
thing?
job.
All these boys, Jamie is probably grown up to be 18, then open YouTube finally because he gets his iPad after coming out of jail. He opens, he tries to search, okay, what do I search today? Not violence. So, what do I search today? Let me search for, how to make money. Cause no money, father not giving job. No school, no college. What is the first thing which will come? AI is going to take off your job unless you take my course. I'm like,
Yeah,
what is
exactly.
wrong
So
with
it's
you?
like further misguide the misguided.
yeah, further
Yeah.
misguide the misguided. Go forward. So, I mean, everybody is trying to sell a course on Instagram at this point. That's getting on my nerves.
Probably might be as bad as incel culture at this
Yeah.
point.
It is part and parcel of incel culture.
It is part and parcel of incel culture. It's a culture where science and logic is considered bullshit. Where
No. While science and logic are considered the most aspirational thing, science is going so forward, but you're not going to put emotions because that's a feminine thing.
Don't confuse science with this rapid technology thing.
Yeah.
Okay, when I say science, I'm talking about basic science. That there is no getting around. Once again, not to be spiritual on main, but you're not going to be able to find your purpose through a route which is like take the shortest shortcut possible in order to make money, which is again what the incel podcasts are telling you. Take our horrible shortcut, the one that goes through the darkest woods, and that's gonna get you a woman.
If it was a shortcut, it would have been easier. It becomes to a level, this is how it is. Now, because in 100 years or something, these women have changed it. But what if we can bring the old times back? This is the thing which is sitting on your child's shoulder and whispering things in their ear. And like, you know what? If your dad yells at you loudly, you listen to anybody who will yell at you on camera. Probably how we'll make our money. But that is exactly how this also happens, right? You are a person who grew up your entire childhood getting yelled at. You will only do two things. Either never look at anybody who is yelling at you or listen to everybody who's yelling at you. That is exactly what generally happens. In 4th episode, that also what happens, right? He's like, my father used to play football. Like, but no. Jamie tells in this therapy session, no?
Yeah, that my dad, that he used to play football and that his dad used to come for the matches, but that his dad used to avert his eyes anytime Jamie was losing or playing poorly. And that ended up making him super desperate, not only for the validation of his father, that's the primary source, made him desperate for the validation of, I guess, other boys ended up becoming an offshoot of that. And then in that psychoanalysis session, he wants that woman's approval because of the multifold thing. She is a woman and she's very pretty. So he wants a validation. And then she's also an authority figure. His fate hangs in her hands. So he also wants that validation.
And that explains his breakdown multiple times.
Yeah,
He's like, is this what you want? Is it all you guys want? Like, he's not looking at this trained professional who's been taking his sessions for months. A month.
She's been coming
4 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Who's giving him counseling, who's trying to get more details about the case.
Yeah.
Like, she is borderline on the level of the police there.
She is an authority figure. Like,
She's an authority figure.
Absolutely an authority figure.
And he can't he only looks at her as a woman. And you're like, you be with your pretty privilege and all of that. Like,
and even to her, the point over there, I think, is to create a mental profile of how Jamie is as his personality, so that they can assess whether he's capable of more malice, more damage, what his sentence should be like, and all. Like, the boy is in hot water, the level of which one can't imagine, and he is still, instead of, frankly, this is what I say, that the guy has gotten himself into trouble that him, for his age and for his mental capacity, he is simply ill-equipped for. He is not a good criminal, which is what makes me feel bad, because I think a lot of the teenage boys and teenage boys have committed shit. Teenage boys are, even in India, they're committing assault, they're chasing after girls, there's molestation stuff, there's all of these other kinds of things.
A video surfaces in Bangalore every other day that some teenagers or somebody is just following around on a scooty behind the car or something.
No, wo to matlab, I'm sorry, but it was so dramatically encouraged in this nation that I don't want to. I think when I was growing up, every girl had a stalker.
Yeah.
It's like the boys were doing it as a rite of passage.
And so many movies that turned into a romantic track and got married.
Yeah. Like we were watching Sathiya the other day, and Vivek Oberoi is like one Awwal Darje ka stalker, and everybody's like Sathiya, and I am like, I am quaking, I am shaking here, because this guy is not letting a girl just be.
Yeah.
He's not letting a girl just be. I know it looks very romantic when you've got a guy as good looking as that, nice clothes and everything walking around, but that's not the reality. Once again, this is very romanticized.
The music and the actor matters. Imagine replacing Vivek Oberoi or Maddie with a random person
because that's what the girls get in real life.
Yeah, who is not an established cute person with decent personality and spoiled fun boy.
First of all, I think
you don't know all of that when someone is your stalker.
Also, Vivek's personality is obnoxious. Is extremely obnoxious.
See, whatever it is, like, we don't have to delve into their relationship.
Yeah.
Logic is, you don't know who this person is.
You don't know who this person is.
You don't know what their personality trait is.
See, the thing is that love is already a game of roulette. Don't introduce loaded guns into it.
No girl has just looked at a boy and fallen in love.
Never.
All boys have looked at the girl and fallen in love and proudly tell it.
That's because we look good. No, that's also because, again, not to get really like misandrist or anything about it. Even statistics will tell you that it's far less dangerous to wind up with like a strange girl, which is why also I think there'll be a lot of men who are very pro arranged marriages, because they absolutely see no issue with knowing a woman for only 6 weeks and then marrying, because I think the worst that she could do doesn't come close to the worst that a man could do.
Yeah.
So a woman's fear for arranged marriage is rooted in her experience, and men's rabid acceptance of arranged marriage is rooted in their experience, where they're like, let's just get a girl.
That's why all girls...
Let's just get a girl.
Yeah, girls want to do love marriages so that they can be safe with someone. Boys want to do love marriages because they want what they want. There is a difference.
There's a difference. And for girls, love marriage is basically, I am going to evaluate you every single day for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. And they're like, are you weird?
And yet they fail.
And yet they fail because that's not a love marriage. That's an arranged marriage.
Love come arranged. No, they travel for a couple of months.
No, they don't. They don't do anything. No, Thappad is an arranged marriage scenario.
What was the other movie? Okay, whatever it is.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Coming back to his dealing with his psychotherapist in that third episode is like we mentioned, like the approval that he needs from an authority figure, cutting that with his desire for her as a woman. And the fact that even though he's supposed to create a good impression on her, what he's telling her instead is, when Katie was there at knife point in front of him, he could have done anything.
Yeah.
He could have touched her and he didn't. I'm like, sweetheart, you killed the girl. Do you want an award for not raping her first?
That is the main thing, right? He also tries to take props for not doing anything to the girl to prove his righteousness to the counselor who is there to evaluate your psyche. Like, this boy is extremely, like, I feel extremely sad for this boy.
Because the sympathy was really coming out.
Jamie committed a murder, Kirat. Yeah. That's why his life changed and he's probably going to end up in jail for a long, long time. But not all boys commit murder.
No, they don't.
For a lot of boys, this thing ends at the parking lot, where the girl is like, apne aukat mein raho, niklo, and the guy just walks back sadly. That boy is more of a danger than the boy who stabbed the girl.
Because he's still out there is what you're trying to...
No, not just because he's out there. Because he's what makes the perfect villain. You just, like what is the perfect villain in ever created usko kya bolte hai, films everywhere?
I don't know.
Just give me, for you.
I don't know.
Like, off the top of your, what is the perfect villain for you?
Like Mogambo or someone. Like I'm just talking about classic villains.
Yeah, personality traits. Like Lex was there. Lex is perfect because he's good at what he do, but what he feels is he's disadvantaged as a world.
Yeah.
So, because men also do this pantomime of we are disadvantaged everywhere because of other men.
Which, by the way, almost all oppressor groups,
Yeah.
that is the superior groups, the groups who are actually benefiting in the social hierarchy, whether it is, once again, I am getting political, but whether it is white people, whether it is upper class people, whether it is upper caste people, or whether it is men,
Men.
they are like, actually, we are disadvantaged. You all don't have any disadvantage, all the disadvantages we have. While there are disadvantages on the individual level, as a group, you've been given social sanctions. That's all the oppressed group is trying to tell you. But every time you try to tell, they come at you with the full heft of their privilege, and then they're like, what privilege?
See, you just have to see a conservative fight liberal kids for you to understand what the behavior we are talking about. Because that boy, if he did not stab Katie, would just walk away and just think that all women are against him.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, he'll have the meeting with Queen and he'll still be like, pretty old bitch. Are you looking good in all your jewels? All of that. Like, this is exactly what. There's all internet trolls already.
And I think ultimately what ends up happening, we can't, not for Jamie particularly, but for other guys, is that the only woman then you feel comfortable like talking to is somebody whom you actually deem not that pretty.
Yeah.
So imagine the craziness. There's a girl who actually thinks you are nice, you are cute, she's like falling for you, and you're actually giving her the time of day because you're like, you're not a bitch like all those other pretty girls who never talk to me. So you're actually talking to her because you're devaluing her.
What is that movie? Kajol, Rani Mukherjee, Sharukhkhan?
Kuchkuchhotahai.
Yeah, I guess where the child is the broker.
Kuchkuchhotahai. Do not talk about it like that.
Yeah, child is like, Meri mom mar gayi. But you know what? Replacement hai. Ma 2.2. That is what it was giving. Like Farida Jalal needs to put her in a hostel somewhere in Dehradun so that Shah Rukh Khan lives a peaceful life.
See, I'll tell you what, I know that there is a lot of criticism of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai and some of it is true, but I just want to, and this is not as a Shah Rukh Khan fan, this is really a separate thing. There was nothing, Shah Rukh Khan never said that he's not going out with his friend because she's like a boy.
Yeah.
No, he just didn't fall for his friend because he didn't fall for his friend, fell for somebody else. His friend, Kajol, Anjali, never told him she was interested in him.
Yeah.
She never said anything.
She just sits in the corner and thinks whenever he looks at a pretty... That is exactly what was happening to Jamie.
Yeah.
She's just sitting in the corner, looking the pretty girl get with other pretty boys. And he's just sitting there thinking, and by no means, if you tell that boy who played that actor is not easy on eyes, you're kidding all of us.
See, again, but he's like a 12-year-old kid, right? Like
I'm not saying attractive or not. I'm just saying easy on eyes. He's not hard to look at that he'll get bullied. But that is the hoax of high school. Anybody can get bullied for anything. Get bullied.
And in fact, I think there's a lot of people who basically they say they had glow-ups in high school. I'm like, it's not a glow-up because you were always good looking. It's just that when you're a kid, you also don't know what looks good on you and all. And also everybody else is talking at you and they're kind of telling you what to be. And if you've already been pegged as like a nerd, math nerd, theater nerd, or like a jock, I've seen a lot of like so-called, oh my god, she's like cheerleader material. And I'm like, she's really not a very good-looking person though. But like social hierarchy is like a random, unpredictable model. Anybody is deified and anybody is, vilified. So it's that's why I think the narrative in like the American sitcoms we grew up watching was that high school is something you survive.
Yeah.
Just get out.
High school is your entire life.
At that point. And then you get out and realize that's where life begins. Which I think, as a conclusion point, is where I feel so bad for Jamie. And there's something that happens in the 4th episode where, it's the father's birthday.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's the father's birthday.
Oh, God. Okay.
And, the family is... what else do you do? Once again, we come down to the performance. Now it's a performance of a happy family. You have to pretend like things are normal. Even though your youngest is in prison.
Is in prison for killing another woman.
Another girl, like of his age. And it's like, even if you want to have empathy for your own son, then you'll think about what that girl's family is doing and immediately you're going to be hit with guilt.
This poor man on his birthday is just standing in the bedroom of the son and he's deliberating, should I have given him more attention?
Should I have been more disciplining?
Yeah, my dad used to hit me all the time. I made sure that I don't hit this boy. Like, there is no winning for this father's character also, if you think about it.
No, there isn't. And I think that's what, everybody, it's sad because it's like, a family will take accountability, and they're always going to be like, should have raised him better, should have done this, should have done that, all of those things. But the real thing is that the people who are speaking to young men on the internet, grifters, that's a new term I came across. It's called the
Grifters.
grift, and there's a grifters. They don't care. They want to sell their shitty courses for $79.99 or $279.99. The bigger loser the podcaster is, the higher is the price of his course. That's an axiom. That's axiomatic. But those people, they are not going to take accountability when your child does something stupid and bullshit because of what they've been teaching. And they've been talking about how, like the narrative that women are sluts, or that,
the Madonna whore complex.
The Madonna whore
essentially.
complex, the women of our grandmother's generation. I'm like, those women would never talk to you.
Yeah, those are the only ones. Those women would slap you and move on from the day with your shenanigans in no time.
That woman
Bullshit meter has increased in the past few generations.
That woman is going to be like, I already have to deal with tuberculosis. I don't need to deal with you.
No. So, like, it also saddens me that, like, male loneliness epidemic. It is like, although it's giving straight pride, all lives matter.
Male
Although it's
loneliness.
giving that, it does make sense.
No, it is.
Who are the culprits? Not women. You will not be lonely if you go talk to your mother. You will not be lonely if you go talk to your sister. Where is male loneliness epidemic?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry, but is the assumption that women don't get lonely, or are we still sticking to the whole the Barbie Kim Kardashian narrative where it's like a woman just gets out of her house and it's like there's a line of boys just waiting? I'm sorry, but this is not our reality.
Yeah.
We also like, I don't know if this is brand new news to you guys, but girls also like boys who don't like us back. We're not committing murders. I'm sorry, but maybe the lack of the murders that we're committing is making you all feel that we're not getting rejected. We get rejected early and we get rejected often. What you do is you cry about it, you watch 500 Days of Summer and you get past it. This is no
you
murders
briefly have a
here.
Dakota Johnson phase and then you move on.
Yeah, you briefly have a Dakota Johnson phase, you consider getting bangs, then you do a filter and you realize you look like a bhajia in it.
Yeah.
True story. And then you move on.
And then you move on. That is what, right? It comes back to the blatant. How did this 13, 14-year-old has that much blatant narcissism in that scene is beyond me. He's like, is this all you guys want? Throws things, tantrums, and immediately it's like Aparchitru ka scene. You're like, wo panch hat, like that is what it's
his personality
like, immediate
shifts
switch between terrifying.
Yeah.
And there was one evil smirk, which by the way came out of nowhere, thanks to both actors who has done amazing. That scares you.
That scares you.
How can a 14-year-old child scare a 30-year-old therapist who deals with criminals every day? That is where the fear comes.
Yeah. But that fear is actually coming from the fact that he has a lot of ignorance and yet with a weapon, he has a lot of power.
He thinks
because he doesn't know the consequences of things.
That is what, no, it's the greatest drama that narcissism creates. It's the thing that I am the most unlucky thing on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't have all the privileges. And it's the entitlement that it's still me. This should happen to me. Well, it is not happening to me at the same time. It's like dragging something from a crying child's hand.
Which again, this is not exactly a big metaphor because he is a child.
Yeah.
He is insisting on getting something that he ultimately...
I'm talking just about the behavior. Jamie is 13, 14 years old, but the behavior is hundreds of years old, which he picked up like this.
But because this is like the most, what do you say, the poorest mimicry or whatever that he can manage. He is looking at men far older than him, and I'm saying from like a real world experience, because the show itself is inspired from real world events. The creator Stephen Graham, who also plays the dad character, so we really have a man in the narrative who also conceptualized the narrative, which is why the performance is so seamless. He said that he didn't focus on a particular case, but he actually read a lot of different material. But one of the cases that stayed with him was that there was a young boy who stabbed a young girl, and that just made him wonder, what are the kids really doing?
I mean, I think the point was that he did not want to show a story where it's about a girl's murder. He wanted to show the story of a child murderer. Who did not do it by choice, did not do it wantedly, But this is the cult behavior. If you think about it, this is the cultist of cult behaviors.
So the fact
it's
that
like
this
a
is
cult
not
victim.
it's not being recognized as cultish behavior, or the fact that the manosphere, the red pill, these are all the terms. By the I had no idea about these terms until until all of this Reddit stuff started flooding Instagram and everything, and that's when this. Like the incel community sort of pupated and just burst out, and then they came everywhere. The fact that this is like a hating cult, and that this is indoctrinating young guys, and anytime a guy feels lesser, the things that he should be getting, which is to discover their hobbies, to discover their personality, to find friends, because I'm sorry, at the age of 15, I regret to inform boys, girls, everyone, people who look hot like celebrities are not just going to come and fall on you and kiss you. Like, that's not going to happen, guys. We've all had crushes. Who hasn't felt Hrithik Roshan ke saath mera shaadi hona chahiye? This mentality people have. Girls have wanted to marry Hrithik Roshan, boys have wanted to marry Aishwarya Rai. This is all Trisha. Okay, this is very common experiences कि तुमको लगता है कि ये होना चाहिए life में, an aspirational way of living.
Because there's also one movie called Kiti Kitulu. Okay, fatafat I'll tell off in 1 second. The entire movie thing is like he gets a wife who's like extremely healthy and fat, and then he tries to mumarify everywhere, and in the end he just learns his lesson. He's like, okay, my wife only I should be with. Why should there be an entire story about that? Let's say you are bullied into getting married to this woman. Can you not look past the wait for like 5 minutes to get to know her first? Or why are you getting married? Run away. Like, it's a very funny movie where like all things close. Like all his family is like, we'll shoot ourselves. Don't marry this girl because she's extremely rich or something like that.
I think a better exploration of ideas like that was also Dam Laga Ke Haisha, which
Dam Laga Ke Haisha was serious. Kiti Kitulu was extremely, it's just a funny movie.
Yeah, funny movie.
Slapstick funny. So even there, it's like, sabko sab kuch nahi milta, but you have to compromise with. No, you are not Sharukhkhan.
Yeah.
That you are settling for that girl. She is not Aishwarya Rai, but she is settling for you.
Coming back to the fact of like why the guy made the show and the cult of the manosphere and everything, is that if a guy who's like 13 or 14 doesn't have the right role models to look at, then he's just going to start looking at any role model. Which, by the way, is a thing that people have been saying for years together. Like that if people don't have healthy expressions of sexuality and all, they're gonna try to learn from porn. So try not to be so taboo about sex with your kids. So it's the same thing. I think it is also, by the way, why do this, I know people think that like, oh, girls are like totally faultless and all, but believe it or not, this whole very taboo protective culture for girls also literally ends up driving them in the arms of like this lucha lafanga type boyfriends.
It goes to a level ki gatekeeping, hawaldar se shaadi. That is exactly what is happening.
No, but yeah, exactly. Where it's like you so protected is the girl that the way to act out actually becomes a mode of self-harm. You know, that she is like, I'm gonna fuck my shit over. That'll show them. And it's like trying to one up your mom and dad by ruining your life.
That is not
as a 14-year-old.
Like if you don't want your kids to harm themselves and feel hopeless in life, don't put them in hopeless scenarios. Don't do this scenario where, oh my god, kids are dying, let us put counselor, put a guidance counselor. Not a counselor. Your kid doesn't need therapy, your kid just needs guidance counselor. Someone you can go talk to about career options, sports options, whatever it is. No, that's a school's issue. What you can do as a parent, like you can't say all the podcasts of parents. I'm seeing they're just sitting there, I'm like, yeah, you just have to sit them down and talk like this. It's all manipulation. Can't you just be honest with your own damn child? You don't have to do any of it at 12. But a child is adolescence kids are going to come down to. And at that point, you need to talk adult topics like not just sex and relationships. There is so much more to life than that. You think this kid is not going to find passion running behind women or men, whoever he likes, till 20 something. When is he going to find his actual passion in life? What if it is not engineering?
Are you talking about Jamie still?
Yeah, in a way.
In a way.
What did Jamie want to do in this scenario? Nothing is established because he's 13-year-old. What passions does he have?
See,
that is
ultimately
the last episode essentially wanted us to feel helpless. That's what the director also told.
And I think mission accomplished.
Because all helpless and heartbroken you feel, because it's like Beyonce's song, innocence is gone. Like that is what happened. The last shot of him just putting the teddy bear to the bed and then zooming out, and it's eerie because it's the dead girl's voice in the choir. And like, it just shows that although it has come to an end, the father feels helpless. Damage is done.
So
This is one thing men don't
first
understand.
of all, the thing is, the show may have ended, but and Jamie has done a very life-ending thing, not just for the girl, but for himself too.
Yeah.
He has thrown all of his future.
Sorry to the dead person. Girl died.
Now she's gone.
Gone. No,
Yeah.
easy for the girl.
but not easy for
Died.
died, but like,
this
horrible for her
person,
family,
however
but
long he's going to exist
as a murderer.
in prison, going to be used by the same men. That is going to happen, and then he's going to come out hating on women more because he thinks somehow women put in there.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
it's not going to
Sorry,
end.
the
Even
dead
if-
girl is not here to apologize.
I think when you said that they wanted to establish helplessness in the last episode, I think that got established very, very effectively because
All the Emmy nominations are
all
deserved.
the Emmy nominations are extremely deserved. This is not an Emilia Perez situation. This is the opposite of an Emilia Perez situation, where I think the show stays with you, which I don't think you can really say for a lot of shows in this generation because the content wheel is really never ending. So
Yeah.
there's something out there, especially on Netflix, all the freaking time. But this show stays with you because it leaves you with a very important question, even though it's like for us, like, okay, there's no children around or anything, so we're not going to think about
Yeah.
it. But I did think as an adult that the messaging that we're receiving through the internet and through social media is one, completely unregulated. So no authority has ever paid attention. And two, it is there to manipulate us. Clearly, it gets established that this is the agenda there. So that's what you think. How vulnerable are you to it?
Yeah.
You think you're an adult. You think you have a brain, but it's like you could be as malleable as a child.
Yeah.
That's how the child was malleable, and that is what ended up happening.
And it's also easier. It's also easier to immediately break up with a woman, and then like all women are like this. And it also helps that there are like 17,000 songs in all different languages in India
Saying, like-
about girls just betray and go. Since generations, by the way.
Once again, this is the.
So it's easy to fall into that. It's easier to take solace in the group of men who all feel like that.
Yeah.
In involuntary celibate culture.
So yeah, in involuntary celibate culture, calling it involuntary after actively making this your personality.
Yeah.
Involuntary what? You made so much effort to become a loser.
At some point, Ross was whining so bad, Janice felt bad.
Oh my god. If Ross was young in today's era, he would so be an incel.
He would extremely be an incel. Chandler would have been an incel.
Chandler would have grown up though.
Yeah, Chandler would have
Chandler would have
definitely
grown up though.
Chandler would have outgrown Ross
Yeah,
into...
by the way, Chandler has an actual canon episode like that where he sees himself in that downstairs neighbor,
Mr. Heckles.
Mr. Heckles, and he is like, what do you say? I pick flaws in every woman I go out with, and then I bitch about the fact that there are no good women out there. Chandler got so self-aware so quick. So quick.
And I feel, although the creators will disagree, that was a stepping stone of him dating Monica.
Yeah, that absolutely was.
And if that is your dream relationship, maybe change or grow and stop complaining about everything else around you.
So I think as a concluding point, if you're having, if you see yourself consuming red pills or whatever, go talk to a woman.
Make sure it's Hajmola.
Make sure it's Hajmola. And go talk to a woman like she's a human being. And it is embarrassing how fast she'll sleep with you. You didn't hear it from me, guys.
Yeah.
You did not hear this from me. I am not giving tips.
And like one more additional PSA. If you're talking to a girl and she's talking back, she doesn't want it, she doesn't need it, she doesn't want you around, she doesn't want you like a chipkali on the wall, move on.
That brings us to the end of another episode. This is Kirat.
And me.
Continue. Signing off. Bye.